Welcome, everyone. Namaste. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through today's explainer. We are diving deep into what is literally the most famous personal finance book of all time, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Whether you're just kicking off your financial journey or you're kind of looking to completely overhaul your relationship with money, the principles in this book are an absolute game changer. We're going to break down Kiyosaki's core philosophies into 5 incredibly easy-to-understand rules for financial success. Let's get right into it. So let's start with a question that has probably crossed your mind at least once, right? Why do the rich get richer while the middle class struggles? Amir और अमीर क्यों होते हैं? Well, most of us are taught to go to school, get good grades, and find that safe, secure job. But Kiyosaki argues that this traditional path, it actually traps people in what he calls the rat race. It's this never-ending, exhausting cycle of waking up, going to work, and paying bills, driven entirely by fear and greed. Today, we're going to unpack the exact strategies the wealthy use to completely break free from this trap. But hey, before we reveal these life-changing secrets, I want to take a quick second to mention that this explainer is proudly created for the 10 Minutes Book Summary Definite Books YouTube channel. If you love efficient, focused learning and want more high-quality educational explainers just like this one, do yourself a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support is absolutely crucial because it helps us bring more of these brilliant summaries right to your screen. Okay, let's move to our first major lesson. You see, Kiyosaki grew up with 2 very different father figures. His poor dad, Garib Dad, was his biological father, super highly educated but constantly struggling with money. On the flip side, his rich dad, Amir Dad, was his best friend's father, who never even finished middle school but ended up becoming one of the wealthiest men in Hawaii. The fundamental difference between them, it was entirely their mindset. The poor and middle class are driven by the fear of not having enough and the desire to buy things they think will bring them joy. Because of this, they work for money. The wealthy, though, they don't let emotions drive the bus. They view money merely as an idea and a tool. They don't work for money. They figure out how to make money work for them. So that brings us to rule number 1. And honestly, Kiyosaki says if you want to be rich, this is literally the only rule you actually need to know. You absolutely must know the difference between an asset, sampati, and a liability, dayetwa. I know, it sounds incredibly simple, almost too simple, right? But the lack of this basic financial literacy is exactly why so many smart, highly educated professionals struggle financially their whole lives. Simply put, an asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. That's the golden rule. Think about it like a giant puzzle. When you visualize a standard financial statement, you've got an income statement showing money coming in and going out, and a balance sheet tracking your assets and liabilities. The rich, they focus all their time and energy on acquiring true assets. We're talking real estate that produces rental income, dividend-yielding stocks, or a business that runs completely without their daily involvement. For the wealthy, their assets directly generate income. That cash flow, or nakdi prava, flows straight up, right into your pocket. It's beautiful. But now contrast that with the cash flow of a liability. When someone in the middle class gets a raise, what do they usually do? Come on, you know the answer. They go out and buy a shiny new car on a loan, or maybe they maxed out a credit card for a fancy vacation. That liability continuously drains cash out through the expense column. It is literally taking money out of your pocket every single month like a slow leak in a tire. And this brings us to the ultimate middle class trap. You've heard society tell you a million times, your house is your biggest asset, right? Well, Kiyosaki completely challenges this conventional wisdom. Think about it. If you buy a massive house, what actually happens? Your property taxes go up, your maintenance costs go up, and your massive mortgage payment takes a huge bite out of your paycheck every single month. Because money is flying out of your expense column, the house is actually acting as a liability. This exact pattern, treating a personal home as an investment while upgrading your lifestyle every time you get a raise, is exactly what traps families in the rat race. Muddum vergato. Now, let's compare that trap to the cash flow pattern of the wealthy. The rich get richer because they aggressively, and I mean aggressively, buy assets. Those assets generate income. They then take that brand new income and what do? They buy more assets, which generate more income. It becomes this incredible self-sustaining cycle that builds massive momentum. They keep their expenses and liabilities as low as possible so that literally every available dollar can be poured straight into that asset column. Which perfectly sets up lesson 3, mind your own business, or apne kaam se kaam rakhein. Look, most people spend their entire lives working hard for someone else. They work for the company owners, they work for the government paying taxes, and they work for the bank paying off that mortgage. Think of McDonald's for a second. Ray Kroc's profession was selling hamburgers, sure, but his real business, it was accumulating real estate. Kiyosaki says your day job pays the bills, but your true business is your asset column. So keep your day job, absolutely, but start minding your own business by building and fortifying those assets.
Wow, we are already halfway through these incredible insights. I just want to take a brief, quick moment to remind you that this explainer was created for the 10 Minutes Book Summary Define It Books YouTube channel. If you're finding value in this breakdown and you want to keep expanding your mind, please remember to like this explainer and subscribe to the channel. We seriously love making these rich, educational explainers for you.
All right, let's jump right back into the deep end with Lesson 4, the vital, absolutely crucial importance of financial literacy. Because remember, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. Financial intelligence is built on 4 main pillars. First up is accounting, or leikhanken. This is your ability to read numbers and truly understand financial statements. Second is investing, or nuvesh, the science of making money make money. Third is understanding markets, or bazaar, really grasping the fundamentals of supply and demand. And fourth, the law, or kanun, understanding tax advantages and corporate protections to keep your hard-earned wealth safe. Kiyosaki actually maps out this path to wealth using what he calls the ESBI quadrants. Poor dad's advice, go to school to become an E, an employee, or maybe an S, a self-employed professional like a doctor or a lawyer. But the focus there is entirely on a safe, predictable paycheck. Rich dad offered completely different advice. He said, sure, go to school, but then build businesses to become a B, a business owner, and an I, an investor. This right side of the quadrant is where true financial freedom lives. That's where your systems and your money do all the heavy lifting for you.
Moving right along to Lesson 5, work to learn. Don't work for money. सीखने के लिए काम करें, पैसे कमाने के लिए नहीं. When you're young or really just starting out in a new field, don't just chase the highest paycheck. Actually, scratch that. Look further down the road. You should be seeking out jobs that will teach you the exact skills you need to build your asset column later. Kiyosaki highly recommends learning things like sales, marketing, and how to manage people and systems. These are the golden skills that compound over time and actually allow you to build wildly successful businesses.
So what does this all mean for you right now? Here are your actionable steps. First, gain financial education. Read books, listen to great explainers like this one, and truly learn the vocabulary of money. Vidya Shiksha Prapt Kare. Second, start small but start buying assets today. Sampatti Kharide. It doesn't matter if it's just $50 in a dividend stock. You just have to begin building that column. And third, practice the sheer power of self-discipline by paying yourself first. Khud ko pehle bhugtan kare. Before you pay a single bill, allocate a portion of your income straight into your asset column. Do not let your expenses dictate your future wealth. As we wrap up this incredible journey into the mindset of the wealthy, I want to give a massive, heartfelt thank you for tuning in. This explainer was created specifically for the 10 Minutes Book Summary Definite Books YouTube channel. If this explainer shifted your perspective on money today, even just a little bit, please hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the 10 Minutes Book Summary Definite Books YouTube channel for more amazing content. Now, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Every single day, with every single dollar that enters your hand, you are deciding your financial future. You hold all the power. So when that next paycheck hits your bank account, I want you to look at it and ask yourself, what are you going to buy? Is it going to be an asset that buys your freedom or a liability that keeps you locked in the rat race? The choice is entirely yours. Sampatti ya daidwa. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and take control of your financial future.